and welcome back to my channel. This is Erica from Confessions of a Homeschooler, and today I am going to be sharing our 2017-2018 6th grade homeschool curriculum picks with you. That's a mouthful. So every year I try to share what we do by grade level. Hopefully it helps you guys out, gives you some inspiration, some ideas. I know people are always curious as to what we're using, so we're gonna just go through line item. I just want to say this so I don't say it throughout the whole video. I have reviews on, I think, everything that I'm going to mention except for 2 things, and I will show you what those are. So if you want any more detail on anything that I show you, I'll try to link it below. I'll also put a link to my blog post where there'll be links for all that as well. But you can search my YouTube channel and probably find a review on pretty much everything I'm about to mention. So let's get started. All right, so for her Bible, she is going to just continue using the Word of Life 1 year daily devotions. And this is actually, we're about halfway through. This was for 5th and 6th grade. They have them by grades on their website. And I think their website is wolstore.com. Like I said, I'll link all of this, but people are always searching for Word of Life and they can't find it. These are just daily devotions. They're not very long. They do some reading. Again, I have a review on this, but they basically do some reading and then answer some questions. And this is left over. We're about halfway through this, so I'll just have her finish this one and then I'll get her the next level, when she's done with this. So that'll probably be probably a few months in, probably after Christmas, I'll have to buy her a new one. So that's what we're doing for Bible, and she does that every day. So for science this year, she is going to be doing something a little bit newer, and we did this with my older kids last year, and I'm going to let my 6th grader join in with them, only because I think that she can handle it. She's a little bit more advanced, and so I think she'll be fine with it. If she has any problems, then I'll look into switching her out mid-year, but after going through the first half of the lessons, I think that she'll be fine. I'm just going to let her join it. So we are doing the rainbow science. We did this last year with my older kids, and this is basically what their textbooks look like. So they have the textbook to read from, and this is a 2-year curriculum, and so we did half of it last year, and then this year we're going to be doing the other half, and it's biology. This is the student lab notebook that they go through, and then this is my teacher's manual. It basically just tells me everything they've read and all of that. Now, I did film a review for this and it will be up shortly. It is not up yet, but it is coming. And so I'm going to just let her join in. How this works is they do 2 lessons and then they do a lab, and I think she'll really enjoy that. I had her do a Becca last year, and I told her this year I would let her do something different. And so yeah, so we're gonna do this for her and my other 2 as well, but I'll show that in theirs. For English, we started with Fix-It Grammar. I don't know if last year was our first year, but I really, really, really loved it. We previously have done a Becca English, we've done Rod and Staff, we've done BJU Press English, and then we tried the Fix-It Grammar. And I think by far, in order of what we liked and didn't like, Fix-It Grammar is definitely the top of my list. It's a lot faster. It's kind of just straight to the point. It's like, this is what you need to look for. This is how you find it. Go do it. And my kids really like that. It definitely takes less time than some of the other ones that are, tons of worksheets and things like that. I think if I had to do a second pick, I would go down and do stay with BJU Press. They do stop. I think 8th grade is their last year of English. And so those are like front and back kind of daily worksheets, random sentences that they're looking for grammar and fixing things in. And one of the things that I really like about this program is that they're editing a story. And so it's like a continuation. So every day they're editing more of this story, and then they rewrite it in a notebook. And we had to get her this one because, hello, llama. It's like the cutest thing I've ever seen. And it has little tabs in here, and I got this, I got these at Walmart if anybody's interested. This is not an ad for them, but I thought she could do 1 story in each tab and she could just kind of hang on to this. But plus I had to do this. So yes, so she got this, and then she has her student notebook, and so they basically mark the corrections in here and then write the corrected version of the story in here. So if you do this program, you do just need an extra spiral or just loose leaf paper or whatever that they can rewrite their story on. But we love this, we love this, we love this. I will continue using this. My kids did really well on their standardized testing as well this year, which makes me love it even more. And I love that it's super easy, it's easy to grade, and it's just like no frills, just get the job done, and thumbs up for us. Okay, so moving on to math, she will be doing Matthew C. Zeta this year. And this one is the decimals and percents, and we have used Matthew C for pretty much the beginning of time since we did try a couple other things, and we just always have come back to this because it just really works quite well. And one of the things about Matthew C I'm noticing now as my daughter is getting into 9th grade, you know, when you're younger and you're using these, you're like, oh, but they didn't teach division yet, and other kids are already learning division. Matthew C just is a different style, and so you're mastering one thing each year and kind of building on that. And what I have found now that I have a 9th grader is that she is so comfortable with just the basic skills of multiplication, addition, subtraction, division, decimals, percents, fractions. She spent so much time deep, you know, diving into those, that now that she's in like algebra and she's getting ready to start geometry this year, it was actually not that hard of a transition for her. We'll see how geometry goes, because I have had some people tell me that they aren't as comfortable with their upper level math. We did great with Algebra 1 and pre-algebra, so I'll let you know how geometry goes maybe a little bit further on in the year. But I feel like it's really paid off building a strong foundation of the basics, and then now once you get to the higher grades, it's like it didn't really matter what order we learned that stuff in. It just mattered that we learned it and we knew it really well, so that now when we're applying like abstract concepts, it's a lot easier because we aren't, you know, struggling with just the basics. And so yeah, thumbs up to Matthew C. We really like this. Like I said, I'll let you know with my older daughter how that goes in the future, but we're going to continue using them unless, you know, something drastic changes. Okay, so for spelling, she is also going to be using Spelling UC. She is on level E, and this particular one is American Spirit, and so it's kind of a variety of topics in here, but I do have a review on this as well if you want more information. But basically it's a lot of copy work, and they have a story and they just copy it and, you know, highlight you know, vowels and all that kind of stuff as they go through. I really like this. It's kind of a 2-win for me, because not only are they learning the content that they're rewriting, because they're writing it, you know, over and over, but it seems to be working really well for us as far as spelling as well. So yeah, I don't know. This is actually a top pick. I was a little bit reluctant to try this because there's not tests and things like that. And so far it's working really well for us. The kids really like it. It's fast, it's easy, and no, I don't have to do tests with it or anything. However, I can see the results later in their writing and when they are doing their standardized testing. And so, yay. Okay, we are going to be trying something new for writing this year. This is brand new to us. This is from IEW. This is the Ancient History-Based Writing Lessons. And so I will be doing a review on this once we get into it and, you know, kind of see how it goes. I'm hoping that I will really like it, because we have done their Group A and intensive and the Group A continuation we started when they were younger. And so I really, really enjoyed their teaching style. And I think having gone through that and then now moving to these history-based writing lessons, I think it will be really cool. Hopefully I'm not duplicating too much with her actual history and this, because like I said, I haven't used it before, so I don't know if it's you know, meant to go with a history curriculum or what. We'll kind of see how it pans out. And so I need to kind of delve into this a little bit deeper, but we'll do that later. But we are going to try this. I did get one that goes along with our history, so they kind of go together. And so hopefully that will be like a good combination. We'll kind of see how that works out. So speaking of history, we are going to do kind of a combination this year for history. Last year I made her do a Becca history. I mentioned in several videos we did that on purpose. I wanted to teach her how to take notes, take quizzes, you know, pick out important information. I do have a video series on how I teach my kids to study and take notes and all those kinds of things, so you can go check that out. But this year I told her I'd give her a little bit of break because it's super intense, and once she gets to high school, she's not gonna have as much of a choice. So I wanted to be able to have a little bit more fun still while she's only in 6th grade. And so with my 3rd grader, we're gonna kind of do this together. But we're gonna do a combination of the story of the world, and this came from our options program. It came with our book Shark, which she's also gonna be doing. And so I thought it would be kind of fun if we were reading out of here, and then we're also going to be doing some of the activities out of these Homeschool in the Woods Project Passport DVDs. And these are actually really cool. They have different topics. They're all like topics, so like ancient Greece, ancient Egypt. I also have Middle Ages, there's Renaissance and New World Explorers over there. And they also have small mini units if you don't want to do something big like this. The way they kind of schedule it out is like 1 per month. For us, that's just a little bit too much, and so I just slow these down a little bit, and I think it'll be okay. They're kind of the same, along the same topics. This is ancient times, and then we have kind of our ancient DVD, so I think it'll work out for me to kind of put these things together and hopefully pull out the activities from this that kind of correlate with our reading here. I haven't scheduled this out yet, so we'll see how it goes. Might be a little crazy for the year, but I thought it just looked a little bit more fun. And so on these ones, there is some reading, and then they have basically, it's like you're creating this huge lap book all year long, and they have tons of different activities. So you create mini books, you create, like the one we did for Middle Ages, they had a newspaper, and so you print on parchment paper, and then they basically write newspaper articles throughout the year, and then at the end they have this finished newspaper. It's really cool. For some of the uniforms and stuff, you do transparency overlays, and so you can see like the different uniforms for the different soldiers, and there's lots of different really cool activities that come with these DVDs. And so they did send me these for review, so I'll be doing a little bit more in-depth review on them as we go, but I have used them before. They're a lot of fun. If you do use one of these, I have a video on the Middle Ages one actually. I definitely suggest planning ahead, so you have to kind of pre-print out all the materials for your students ahead of time, because there is a lot. The DVD actually kind of instructs you on what to print, and it's really easy to kind of just step by step go through and print everything, but there's a lot of printing, and so if you're trying to do this on the fly, I feel like it would be kind of chaotic. And so I just go through, I print it on whatever kind of paper it tells me to, I get everything organized, put a paper clip on it or put it in a folder, and then once we start the lessons, I can just pull them out quickly, and it works really well. But this isn't like a, hey, what are we gonna do today? Because then you're gonna end up spending, 20 minutes trying to print stuff while your kids are like, what's happening, mom? So yeah, so combination for history for her, story of the world, and these time traveler units. I think it's gonna be really fun. And then it does also kind of correlate with the ancient history writing lessons that we're also gonna be doing. So hopefully it'll all kind of just go together and be great. We'll see. It's kind of gonna be a little bit of an experiment, but hey, we're just shaking things up here over at Confessions of a Homeschooler. So. All right, the next thing I want to mention is her reading. And so I kind of mentioned this in other videos, but we have stepped away from the formal reading curriculum because it's kind of dry. My kids were never into it. They really hated reading, and the last thing that I want to do is create a dislike for reading, because what my goal is to make them love reading. I want them to want to read and to enjoy it. I also want them to be able to comprehend and understand and be fluent in reading and all of those things. And so what I found over the years is that you don't have to be reading from something that's so structured in order for you to teach reading. And so what we're doing is a mixture of my literature units. These are just some of the ones that she's picked out. I don't know how many we'll get through. I have quite a few literature units on there. Now she's in 6th grade, and so I'm probably going to be stepping up her game a little bit from some of the ones that I have on my website, but they do have comprehension questions and question and answer sheets or whatever. Some of them have lap books that come with them and that kind of thing. This one, the Mrs. Frisbee one, is a junior high book, and it actually it doesn't have lap book, but it has like printable, like a notebooking pages where they are asked questions for each chapter and they can answer them. And so that way they're enjoying the story, but they're also doing the comprehension that I want as well. And it's kind of a win-win for everybody. You certainly don't have to use my literature units. You could just go to the library and let them pick out, do an online search for your grade level and literature suggestions for that grade level, and you'll find like book lists from schools and things like that, and you can kind of pick and choose off of there if you just don't know where to start. But I think that what I found over the years is that if I give my kids sort of a selection to choose from, then I'm kind of directing what they'll be reading. So I'm okay with, they're still reading things that they should be reading for their grade level, but they have also the ownership of choosing what they're going to read, which makes it more enjoyable for them. And throughout the year, they end up reading most of the books that I have set forth for us to get through. Only they've kind of chosen them on their own time frame, which makes it a little bit, oh, I want to read this one right now. And so just the desire is there, and then they read something and they enjoy it, and then that causes them to want to read something else. And the other thing with, encouraging a love of reading is that it really inspires and improves their writing skills as well, because the more that they read, the more that they see how things are written, how great classic books are written, books that have won awards and things. And then when they start writing their own stories, that comes out in their their stories. So I really just encourage you, if you're feeling trapped in like some kind of a reading curriculum or whatever, maybe go out of the box this year and just try something new. Make sure you get something where you can find some comprehension questions with it and things like that. Read it with them and then just ask them critical thinking questions, or get some of the literature units off my site. They all come with questions as well. That way you can make sure you're handling the comprehension side of things and they're getting to read something that they enjoy and that inspires and encourages them to read. Along with that, they don't love love these as much. However, these are the Reading Things skill sheets from Rebecca. She actually has this is the 5th grade one, but she actually still has there's actually quite a few left in here from last year. And so once a week I have her do one of these, and she just pulls them out, and they're just timed reading sheets. And so they have, let's see, this one has 3.5 minutes. Some of them are 5, but they basically just tell you have 3.5 minutes, and she just sets a timer on like my phone or whatever. She does the reading, and then on the back side there are comprehension questions for her to answer, and she has to do all of that within the 3.5 minutes. And I really like using these because it helps get them over the kind of fear maybe of having to do a timed reading activity like they would do when they're doing standardized testing. It also just gets them used to the standardized testing format and the, you know, circling answers or doing bubbles or anything like that. That helps with. And so when it comes time for test time, they aren't like nervous or afraid because they've just been doing it all year. It also kind of lets me know that if I'm not reading with them or whatever, that they're actually able to read and comprehend as well. So I only have her do one of these once a week, and then the other days she's welcome to do her book or whatever. And we've been doing that for the last several years, and it works really, really well. Okay. And then the last thing I think I have, I have one more thing, a couple of things I haven't showed you, but we are going to be using this Atelier. I don't know how to say it. I did this in the other video too. Art, and we actually are allowed to check out things from our options program, and so I just checked this out. It comes with DVDs to watch, and then it's got the teacher's lesson plans in here. I grabbed level 8 because it's ages 12 to 16, and I'm going to be doing it with my older kids, and I'm going to let my 8-year-old in on it, and we'll just kind of see. I certainly won't expect the same kind of, you know, like results that I would from maybe my 9th grader, but we're just going to do it as a group. It looked kind of fun. I'm all for art DVD lessons. We've also done Home Art Studio, which are great. We've done See the Light DVDs, and I like being able to once a week just pull out a video. We usually do it at the end of the day. They watch the video, do their art projects. Some of them are done when they're done. Other ones sit there and make, you know, 3 more of the same kind of thing. And so it's kind of a nice end of the day. It's flexible. I'm not great at teaching art, and so I really like the DVD lessons for that. So we're gonna sprinkle those in for her as well. She's already gone through my World's Greatest Artists programs, or I would probably put some of those in there as well for her. But we've done all that. Something that I don't have to show you is typing, so she'll still be doing typing, and we just set a timer for 15 minutes every day, and she just sits down at typingweb.com. She has an account there, and you just go through the lessons and progression, and it keeps track of how many minutes she's typed, what her score was, what her words per minute is, and you just kind of go through the lessons. It's super easy and it's free, so we've used that for the last several years, and yeah, we're gonna keep using that for her. And then the other thing that I don't really have to show you because it's kind of all over my shelf over there is Bookshark. So we are able to, like I said, get curriculum for free from our options program. And so each year I get a big tub of Bookshark. Now Bookshark it's a full curriculum, and it's got, I think you have to add in math and I'm not sure what else. I've never used the curriculum as a whole, but it actually comes with a curriculum, and they have like language arts in there and all of that, and it just comes with a whole set of books. Some of them have history components, some of them have science components, but we just check those out. So last year we did Bookshark for 7th grade. This year we got Bookshark for 8th grade. She's also going to be reading some of those books as well. I know she's only in 6th grade, but like I said, she can kind of handle some of that. So I just go through their book list because it is a secular curriculum. I just go through and check all their books, make sure it's something that I'm okay with them reading, especially since she's in 6th grade. And then I put it on the shelf, and then they can just go, like I said, when they're choosing a book for reading, and just pick whichever one they want. The Bookshark does have comprehension questions with the curriculum as well, so I like that. Although I found their questions are kind of, you know, so I'll still usually ask them, but I also just try and have a discussion with them over what they've read that day and that kind of thing if they're doing a book from the Bookshark. I haven't done a review on Bookshark because I don't use it as a curriculum. I really just use it for kind of having a personal home library for the year. We just use their readers, and for the most part I've really liked them. There have been a couple books that I have pulled out. Like I said, we get it free from our options program. Bookshark itself is actually kind of pricey because of the amount of books you get in it. It's kind of like a Sunlight type of thing where you get a curriculum and then a lot of it's based around the reading for that. And so honestly, I doubt if I would purchase Bookshark if I weren't getting it for free from our options curriculum. I would probably just go online and maybe get their book list and then maybe go see if I could get them from the library for free, because the curriculum itself is kind of pricey. I have had friends who have used the Bookshark curriculum and they liked it, but yeah, I just don't feel comfortable doing a review or suggesting it or anything, because we really just use it for a home library. So, and then that's basically all of her home curriculum here. She also will be participating in our options program, which is put on by our local school district. She goes once a week there. All my kids go. They all go on the same day, so I kind of get a day off. And their subjects kind of vary based on what grade they are. I believe this year she will be doing science, language arts, music, PE, and an art program. And so some of the stuff that she's doing there that we're also doing at home, like if we don't have time for art, I'm not worried because all my kids are doing art at options, so I know they're at least getting it. Science we will still do here at home, because for science there, it's fine, but it's like once a day or once a week, and they have an hour-long class, and they do really cool things like dissections and robotics and you know, just cool sciencey like experiments and stuff like that. So I think it's beneficial for her to do that there, but I also still feel like we need to do another science at home. So even though she's kind of, you know, same thing with English. The English teacher is great, and they're usually working on writing books and doing kind of cool stuff, but we still do English at home as well. So I kind of treat options for those grade levels as like an elective kind of, and it gets them out. They get to have fun with their friends. They get to do some stuff that we wouldn't necessarily do here, and it all just kind of works itself out. As far as sports and things like that, I'm not sure what she's going to be doing this year. Normally she swims, but she's saying she may want to take a break from that. She's also done inline hockey before, so we haven't kind of nailed down our sports situation yet, but we did at least get all our curriculum going, so yeah, we're good there. So anyways, if you stuck around with me for this long, thank you so much. I hope this video was helpful for you. Those are our picks for our 6th grade homeschooling year for 2017-2018. If you want more details on any of the curriculum, click the little more info like bar below. I'll put a link to my website. You can contact me if you have any questions, and I'll also put a link to the blog post where I will link all of the curriculum that we're using so that you can just get more details and more information. And then like I mentioned, I have review posts on everything. The only thing I don't have a review on so far is my ancient history based writing curriculum, and then like I said, I have a review for some of these. I just don't have these specific ones reviewed, but they will be up hopefully once we get through them this year. So everything else you can probably find a review for on my YouTube channel if you want more information as well. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped you out. Have a great day, and I will see you next time.